Economics has three definitions. The first one is, well, it's from a Greek language origin. And in Greek, it means one who manages a household. And so the modern definition is the study of how a society distributes its scarce resources. So whether it's through buying and selling or through sharing. And remember, it's not just about money. It's about finding the middle point so that you can get as much as you can. So that would be an economic decision. It's choices, like studying instead of going to the pool, or exercising instead of playing video games. Let's think back to the caveman times or the hunter-gatherer times. So humans have been around for almost 300,000 years. And so in that time, we've been mostly violence-driven because there's a very limited resources. It's very hard to find food. If one family has food, if my family doesn't have food, what would I do to the other family? The other family wants all the food for themselves. So I'm guessing that they won't hand it over. Remember, our past has been mostly violence driven.
I murder the family and steal and take all the food.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did. And so if you were doing it, then what would everybody else be doing it if it was good for you?
Do the same thing?
Exactly. They would all do the same thing. That's why people banded into tribes, which were basically made of people like them who would cooperate each other and defend against enemies who want to attack them. Because if there's more people, the more powerful you or your family or your tribe is. They made tribes because they were afraid of other people who might hurt them. Back then, violence is equal to power because that's what people usually did in order to gain resources. And then so their selfishness drove into violence because if you're selfish, you wouldn't share any food. So if you didn't share any food, there would be more food for you. So if there was more food for you, that means you were most likely to survive. So that's what everybody wanted to do back then. So this puts us into the free market system. The free market system, or abbreviated to FMS, is a thinking process driven by money. The free market system is categorized by getting money or getting profit through business or trade. Companies that give their customers what they want will prosper or get money. So the government is almost never involved. So let's go on. There's communism. Everybody here has probably heard of communism, whether it's in the news or comes up during politics. So communism is the most popular alternative to the free market system. So it's all about nobody owns anything 100%. Everybody gets paid the same and the government controls everything from prices to like how much you have to learn. So it has never really worked before, even though many people would tell you otherwise. Karl Marx wrote the Communist Manifesto about the Soviet Union. It's basically about how communism works. Basically, all these three things are summed up in there. In communism, can anybody guess why it has never worked before? Because they manage everything. They couldn't do all of it, like how much money this person gets, how much money the farmers get, how much money they have to pay the teachers, how much money cars are, how much money people have to pay for meat. They had to control all of that, and well, there's not many people who actually are in the government. They don't have enough to control everything. Well, it wasn't fair because people who did one thing and people who did another thing got the same thing. And well, all two of those things that I mentioned contributed to the downfall of the Soviet Union, but I teach economics, not history. And the reason why communism has never worked is because there's too much to manage and that people are different. People can't be the same. So is there any questions?
I mean, China's economy is the biggest in the world.
China's economy is the biggest in the world. They're not necessarily communist though.
Yeah, they call it communism with Chinese aspects, which basically means they kind of lessen the communism-ism.
Yeah, exactly. The word communist in China isn't really a economic system. It's more of a political party. We have homework.
Mhm.
You just have to find 5 examples of economic decisions that you made throughout the week.